What's up, everybody, and welcome out to another episode of Snowed In Media Review, where we review all things media. As you know, it's the month of October, and this month we're doing all horror movies. Now, of course, we're doing one old movie as well as one new movie series, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So this month, we took a look at our good old friend, Chucky.
And this time we will be reviewing The Seed of Chucky and also the brand new Chucky series that premiered this week, Chucky.
Now, as you all know, Chucky has been around forever. I think the first Chucky movie came out like 1988, Child's Play. Now, I've always been a huge fan of Chucky. I think one of my favorite things about him is the little pitter-patter of the feet that you hear when he run around the room. It's like the scariest, non-scary shit you've ever seen in your life.
Right.
But Chucky's been, you know, a mainstay in our lives, you know what I'm saying? So we thought that it would be good to, you know, explore Chucky, because it's like, Chucky's one of the most iconic slashers of our time, and he doesn't get the respect I think he deserves. So we're looking this week at what with Chucky, because there's 20,000 Chucky movies, just like Freddy and Jason. He's been around for a minute.
I think there's 6 Chucky films, and now they just introduced a new series called Chucky.
7 films.
7?
Yep. You have Child's Play 1, Child's Play 2, Child's Play 3, Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky, Curse of Chucky, Cult of Chucky.
Okay, and then
And now the new Chucky series.
what about the remake? That was by...
We don't even
That
count
don't count,
that.
because it's not by the same writer and director, so...
And it was horrible. So we don't even count that. Chucky didn't even look like himself. It's like, who is that nigga? That was Charles.
He was the new 2019 version.
Yeah. It was like,
So the new Chucky series is on USA Sci-Fi.
yeah.
And-
Like, I guess they got like a joint thing going on.
Yeah, but you can catch it on Hulu next day.
Right.
So that's what matters. So the new Chucky series basically, it's not an origin story, but we do get a background story of the serial killer Charles
Lee Ray.
Yeah. I am terrible with names, so thank you.
Yeah. Charles Lee Ray. He's one of them. He's got that typical serial killer name where it's like 3 first names.
Yeah, right.
Charles Lee Ray. It's like, oh yeah, you sound like you finna murder people.
He sound like a Confederate general. Like he was always gonna be a problem. So we get that background story, but the main story plot is a teenager by the name of Jake. He's obsessed with art, and he does sculptures out of dolls. So he goes and buys a Chucky doll, and then the mayhem starts. Chucky is back in his hometown in New Jersey, and he is causing havoc in Jake's life. But in his words, in his mind, he thinks he's helping him.
Right. And then it's crazy that, you know, Charles Lee Ray is from Hackensack.
Hackensack, New Jersey.
It's like, oh, so they just hacking shit up in New Jersey. But now there's a few things that stood out to me in the series. One, I read that it is a queer drama.
Queer teen drama.
Never heard that before. That's a new genre for me. Never heard that. The main character, what was his name?
Jake.
Jake is gay, and he's trying to deal with that. And he's being like, you know, bullied at school and all this different stuff. He's really into art. His mom is an artist. That stood out.
Or was an artist.
Well, yeah, his mom was an artist. His mom's not, you know, in his life anymore. I'm guessing she's dead.
Yeah, I think she died in a car accident.
Okay, yeah, that's right. She did die in a car accident. And there's just, it's like the one thing that always stands out to me with, like, when you're dealing with teenagers and like teen drama and stuff like that, I'm always thinking to myself, like, where the hell is this school at?
And why are they so mean? Because
Right.
I have never been at a school.
I didn't grow up with these type of mean kids where there was just such open racism, open, like, you know, prejudice towards sex, sexual orientation, it's just religion, everything. It's like these are the worst kids I've ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? Just maybe I just never grew up with kids with enough money because it's usually like entitled children. But
they were at a public school, and even his rich cousin. I was like, why are you at this public school?
Why do you go here? Like, it just was crazy. So, another thing that stood out was the twins. His father and his uncle are twins. And I always love when an actor plays both and you get to see the range and when he shows the difference in the two characters. It's like Jake's father is a drunk, and then you have his uncle, Logan, who's like just rich, clean-cut guy, married. His wife is obviously cheating on him.
Yeah, and Chucky knows it because Chucky overheard her talking.
Chucky knows everything.
Chucky is here. He got everybody's secret, and he's ready for revenge.
So the show kicks off. He buys the doll. He goes home with the doll. Later that evening, he has lunch with his cousin, his aunt, and his uncle, and they're really like driving home on the fact that he's gay. It's like the topic of conversation at the table.
Right, it was crazy. Like, and his dad defends him at this point. Like, he defends him.
What? Kinda. He's like, he slams the glass on the ground like, we're not going to talk about this. And it's like, if you want to call that defense.
Well, yeah. Well, who was that who was just like it's like being left-handed or?
Oh, that was his uncle.
Oh, that was
like, there's nothing wrong with it. It's like being left-handed or
see, they're twins. I got mixed up.
When you said it's like being left-handed or being a vegan, I passed out. I was like, this is hilarious. I was like, I don't know how this is going to sit with the LGBTQ community.
But the writer and creator of Chucky is an openly gay man, so.
Oh, okay. Well, there you have it. But, so he gets the doll home. His dad's all trippy about the fact that he's doing this stuff with dolls. His dad wants him to be a regular boy and go out with a girl, go to a movie. He's like, where your friends at? You know what I'm saying? Dudes, Jake's pretty much like, friends are overrated. You know what I'm saying? These dolls ain't gonna turn on me. You know what I'm saying? Little does he know. So, now during the conversation at the table, what was interesting was, the mother gets up, leaves the table, goes to the aunt gets up, leaves the table, goes to another room to talk, and that's when she goes in Jake's room and talks to what I think is her lover.
Right, because she says she needs to go to the bathroom, but she doesn't go to the bathroom. She goes in Jake's room, Chucky in the closet, terrorizing the cat. Like,
he just don't fuck with this cat.
Right.
Chucky just don't mess with this cat. Like he has a thing for this cat. He's gonna kill this cat. You know what I'm saying? And it's obvious that this cat ain't gonna make it. Like, he's gonna be the first to go.
Yeah, right. So he goes in there. She goes in the room and she's talking very discreetly, saying, "We gotta meet up. I need to see you," etc. And Chucky just sitting there listening, like, "Yup, I already know what I'm gonna do with that."
And it's like, as now, I've already decided within the first 7 minutes of this movie that I want Chucky to kill Jake's dad.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
he was pretty mean to him.
And I was ready for him to kill his cousin too. It's like, just take out. As soon as I was like, I just can't wait for Chucky to take out this little boy, and this little boy is dead. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just like,
But you think the cousin's bad? The cousin's girlfriend? She openly told. She told her teacher, she was like, "I need to stop smoking." I was like,
I need to stop smoking weed before class.
And we was like,
they in middle school.
They are in 8th grade.
It's like, oh, all right. Well, then she starts talking shit to Jake, and Chucky, she gets left in the room. Chucky's sitting on the counter behind her. Now, I turned my head for a second without the corner of my eye. I thought I saw Chucky jump off that goddamn counter. And Bree confirmed it for me. Yes, he did. So I was like, oh, it's about to go down. Now I'm like, Chucky finna kill the little white girl. And I'm excited because she was out of control. She was too sassy, had a flip knob. I was ready for her to go. Chucky stand up against the door, gangster as hell, and just stare at her. But then he started breathing weird. I'm like, Chucky got asthma. Like, where is Chucky's asthma pump? Why is he breathing so hard? And then the teacher come back in and knock Chucky over. It's like Chucky looks so scary until like they make you realize again that he's a dog. Like they do something like just push him over and he's just like,
Right? Like he's come to life. His eyebrows go in, his mouth go down. You like, what happened to your face? What you smoking?
It was a trip. So I was really upset that he didn't get the girl. I thought he was finna kill her.
But he's
right there.
I think he's saving her for something special
Yeah.
because. I mean, we fast forward towards at the end when it get down to it. He tell Jake, he say, "We need to get that girl next. We need to get your cousin." I think her name was Lexi or
yeah,
Lexi.
He's like, let's talk about that bitch Lexi.
Yeah, let's talk
like,
about. Yeah.
There you go, Chucky.
Chucky is not
You know
here to play games.
Because Chucky, like, hey man, listen. Now here's the thing. Here's what's interesting as well. Chucky and Bride of Chucky, Seed of Chucky. There was Chucky had a kid, so which we're gonna talk about. But this show kind of ties into all of that at the end, and what they were trying to do with the message in Seed of Chucky, because like that was a trippy ass movie.
Yeah,
I don't know.
We gonna get to that. But so let's go back to the series with Chucky. So it's a lot of bullying happening. Like everybody's coming. Jake's dad is abusive, basically.
Mm-hmm. His cousin's a bully.
His cousin's a bully. His cousin's girlfriend's a bully, and everybody at the school for some reason hates Jake. I don't know why, but he could just be walking down the street and they'd be like, "Hey, loser!" Like it was just like, why? Why is this happening?
I personally believe that Jake's cousin is a homophobe, and he has some weird I personally believe that Jake's cousin is homophobic. I think he's got some homosexual tendencies that he's afraid of. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he's like in love with the little black boy, his best friend. Like it's just weird the little bromance they got going on, and it's like, why are you so mean to your cousin and his plight, his sexual plight? Like, what's your problem?
Yeah, Jake don't bother anybody. He's like Jake from State Farm. He's just trying to help out.
Then you got Lexi, who pushed Jake out there. She sends out this text for the GoFundMe saying that he's broke and then they need to raise money. And like I hate teen movies where everybody like gets this one text in the scene and it's like you see everybody's phone going,
everybody's school phone.
Oh my God! It's like, so are we all in the same text thread? What the hell is going on? Like how is this even possible? You know, are y'all on the same Twitter feed? Like it's just nuts. But she sends out the text with the GoFundMe, which was mean as hell. Then she gets up on stage in front of everybody at the talent show and decides she's going to out Jake and his situation. Then she like tries to out the little black boy in front of his mama.
Yeah, it was like, what is happening? Like, why is she so cruel?
Yes. And her dress was ugly, which was more reason why I wanted Chucky to kill her. Like, she should die. That dress is terrible.
I don't even know if this was right. But I read somewhere that she was supposedly dressed up like a dead parent. We need to fact check that, but I read it in one article and I was like, that's weird.
What does that even mean?
She's just mean. But this was one of the highlights of the show because at this point, what's the name? Jake has found out that Chucky does not operate on batteries. He throw him in a trash can. He goes to the talent show like nothing happened. Lexi gets up there and starts talking mess about him. And next thing you know, you hear Chucky back there and say, "Hey, how about you pick up somebody your own size?" And everybody like, "Where'd that come from?" Jay look behind him, Chucky right there with a spotlight on him. You're like, "Hey, Jake, help me out." He whisper in his ear, and they go up there and he act like he's a ventriloquist. And Chucky is just talking mad shit the whole time.
Chucky goes in.
He going, MF this.
He takes out Lexi's phone that she dropped in the teacher's room. Takes out her phone, starts going through it, starts talking about how there's pictures of, her boyfriend, Jake's cousin, as well as pictures of Oliver. Some other guy who, she's obviously got something for her. Then he starts going through all of her things that she's Googled. That was hilarious to me. Because, like, here's my thing. If you really want to know a person and how fucked up they are, go through their Google history. Just go through their browser history. Get somebody's phone. Don't go through their pictures. Don't go through none of that, because that ain't going to tell you nothing. Everybody got the same weird stuff in their picture out. Go through the web browser. I know me personally, if I died right now, as I was dying, I'd tell Bree, clear my web browser. I wouldn't even say, like, clear my text messages so my bitches don't know what I've been up to. No. Clear my web browser.
Right now.
I don't want nobody to see.
Because even if you do it on private, you know good and well that don't work.
Exactly. It's like, clear it out. So, and she had been, he was like, oh, I can see from what she's been Googling that she's Botox curious. I almost peed. I laughed so hard when she said that. Then she was Googling, why do farts smell so good? It was just the weirdest thing.
Yeah, it was like, why is she...
Definitely teenage boy humor. You know what I'm saying? So
it was a great comeback. Like it was in front of the whole school. Like
she was done for.
She was done. But Jake got suspended because Chucky used a lot of curse words and he threatened a lot of people.
Hi the hell, dickhead. Like whoa.
This is an 8th grade class.
It's an 8th grade talent show, Jake. Slow down. No. Did you not learn anything at State Farm?
Right. So he gets suspended. His dad gets mad. His dad is drunk. When he gets home, his dad is drunk. He's mad at him. And he basically, I don't know, did he punch him or slap him? He choked him. He did
choked him up, slapped him around a little bit. Jake yells out the classic, the wrong person died in the car accident. Mm-hmm. You know, they say that in every movie.
And Chucky was laying there like this.
It's like, you can't say that in front of Chucky.
He like, what? You say what? Okay.
Like his eyebrow went up a little bit like, I wish you'd have died instead of Mom. I can make that happen.
Right. And soon after, Jay goes up to his room. He leaves Chucky downstairs. Chucky then drank the rest of the liquor.
Chucky then killed a fifth of whiskey.
He kills the fifth of whiskey. He cuts the lights. The dad goes downstairs to fix the lights. As he's holding the wires, Chucky throws up all the liquor on him, and then, of course, he gets electrocuted.
Yeah, throws it up all on his feet. And it's projectile vomiting.
Yeah. And he is
I was like, how's it so much in that little body?
Like he literally drunk the whole fifth. Like, a whole fifth out.
Just spit the shit all over the floor. Electrocuted the poor man. And now, here's the thing. Chucky always fucking people up and then leaving other people to be to get the blame for it. Because it's like, you can't be like, the dog did it. Like
when he goes, what is Jay gonna say? So Jay
see what happened to Andy when he said the dog did. They locked his ass up. He was 6.
Yeah, he was like...
Put that nigga in the nut house. Like, man, show ass that in your mama too.
Right, all y'all crazy. So then now he has to go live with his uncle. Oh, and the police officer is one of I guess his crush's
This is
mom.
Crush's mom.
His crush mom. So she's a little suspicious. She was like, what do we write? They were like, what do we write this death as? She's like, Death by Misadventure. That was the name of the show. We haven't quite figured out what Death by Misadventure is.
And if that's like a real police term?
Yeah, like if it is, can you like put it in the comments so we can look at it? I have no idea. He goes to live with his uncle and Chuck. You already know Chuck about to have fun. Because he don't like the cousin.
He don't like the cousin.
He don't like Bree.
He won't love Lexi. He don't like Bree, who
I don't
is
even know why.
the auntie.
Yeah, the Bree's the auntie.
But it's like, cause like Chucky to me is like, he kind of like Dexter. It's like, it's Dexter before Dexter. You know what I'm saying? Because Chucky kills with a purpose now. It's like, he doesn't like the fact that the little boy is being bullied.
Yeah.
And like anybody, like since the beginning, if you think about it, Chucky's always defended the person he was owned by.
Well, yeah, he said we're good friends. Like, you know, we're friends for life. But at the talent show, he told Jake, he said, we're friends for life, right, Jake? And he like, yeah. Like, he don't know that he just signed a pact, though.
Right. And see, like, even, like, if you can go back as far as Andy. Yes, he was trying to get inside Andy's body. That sounded weird. Yes, he was trying to possess Andy. but at the same time, there were people who were fucking with Andy, and he took care of them. You know what I'm saying? And it's like...
But it's also like he was taking care of him because he didn't want to have to deal with them when he was a human. Like,
exactly. But Chucky also, like, over the years, he's grown. Like, his character is art. You know what I'm saying? Like, Chucky's had... He's got married, he's had kids. You know, he started a cult. You know what I'm saying? The whole religion. Like, you know, he's grown. His character arc has definitely hit. And it's like now he's killing with a purpose, as you said earlier.
Right, killing with a purpose. And yeah, so that pretty much leaves the show off. Like, I think it's supposed to be 10 episodes every Tuesday. I'm sold on it. How are you feeling?
I'm definitely sold on the Chucky series. Now, for me, here's where things started to get weird. As we slid into the movie. Because, you know, I myself, you know, I've seen all of the Chuckies up till Bride of Chucky. I didn't even remember that there was a seed of Chucky. And then I saw Cult of Chucky after that. So, here's the funny thing. We were watching Chucky, like, kills on YouTube. Or right. Chucky, like how they kill Chucky at the end of every movie on YouTube. And just randomly one day we was watching this. And I saw a scene between Chucky and another doll fighting. It was like, they was doing like karate. It was weird as hell. And like, as soon as Bree realized I hadn't seen it, she cut it off. Like, nope, don't watch it. We gonna watch the movie. And then that's how this was born. And that's why we wound up doing Seed of Chucky instead of any of the other 9,000 Chuckies that was out, you know, that were actually good. Because this shit was fucking horrible.
Before we get into Seed of Chucky, he hated it. He did not like that. I thought it was some decent humor. What was your favorite part of the pilot episode?
The end, when he pulled the knife out, it was like, so what we gonna do about this bitch Lexi?
Okay, so my favorite part is right before that, when Jake was trying to get him to talk once they got into the room. He like, talk to me, which was also a callback to the original Child's Play when the mom says, talk to me.
Right.
But this twist, Chucky decides he slaps him in response.
Oh, he slapped the shit out of him.
He
get
fell
your
back.
shit together.
Like, it was so unexpected. Like, whoa.
And then he dropped him. That was like the funny part. But it's like, what was weird is like, whenever Chucky like come alive in front of somebody, it's like his face gets slim. Like his neck got long and slim, and he like
like the animatronics.
Yeah,
they just like switch up.
That's a bad body double, like.
And he get real evil.
Let a stunt double like they look more like Chucky.
Them eyebrows immediately go in.
I didn't lose 25 pounds. Like,
all that killing. I guess baby dolls are a little more heavy. Chucky baby's a happy baby.
This movie sent me for a loop. First of all, when I read before I even started watching the movie that it was okay for the ages of 5 and up, I was like, oh, I don't want to see this. I was like, this is a Disney
I still don't understand how that is okay for the ages of 5.
It was like, what the hell is going on here? Like, so apparently Chucky and Tiffany had a baby at the end of Bride of Chucky, which I do remember that. I remember the baby bursting out and attacking the police, but I just didn't remember there being a movie about it.
Yeah, they, I think it was, I don't know how many years later it was, but it came out. But I think it picks up weird too, because he's like, when the movie starts, he's overseas in Europe.
He's like 12.
Yeah, but you know, it's a voodoo, so they grow fast.
Like a 10-year-old dog.
And
already. He's got a British accent, but he says he's from Japan.
Right, he's working as a ventriloquist with a ventriloquist, and he says he's like made in Japan. He's like, that's how you know, that's how you figure out who his parents are, because he sees Chucky and Tiffany on
and he's
TV.
the narrator as well, so it's like He's like, I've never met my mom and dad before, but the only thing I know about myself is that I'm from Japan. And then he like shows his wrist and it says made in Japan. It's like, bruh, you're not from Japan. You got a whole British accent. You don't even look Japanese. You kind of look like Piranha because he had them sharp ass teeth.
But they call him shit face.
Because he was ugly. And he should have been called shit face. He looked like, it's like he looked dead. It was just weird, man. It was just like, this is...
he was born from 2 dead people.
Oh my God, it was so uncomfortable for me. It was like the whole movie just kept getting weirder and weirder. It was like the humor was kind of weird and stupid. And then, like, you know, basically it was one of those films where they take a horror franchise and then they do the real life. Like, oh, we're making a movie about the movie. And, you know, this just an urban legend. And they try to bring it into our time. They did that with Wes Craven's New Nightmare with Freddy. It was just like, They did it with a scary movie. You know what I'm saying? It was just like, or Scream. I keep saying scary movie.
Yeah, I was like, I do not remember Scary Movie doing.
They did it with Scream, the movie that Scary Movie came from.
Yeah.
So they did it with Scream. And it was just like, okay, we're doing this again. And so Chucky and Tiffany are on set because they're using them in the movie that they're making about Chucky and Tiffany. So it's like, oh, this is cool. Not. And then they fuck around and go even further. The doll sees them on TV, runs away from the ventriloquist. First of all, why is this doll so fucking fast? When did this doll become Jesse Owens?
And he catches a flight somehow.
The doll packages himself, sends himself, I don't know what.
Hollywood.
He sends himself to Hollywood. But how did he go? FedEx, like postal service.
He was in a box.
This nigga had full bubble wrap and everything in there with him when he crawled out the box in Hollywood. And it got delivered right to the same studio.
Yeah, where they were at.
I was just like, this is too much. Then he goes and wakes up Chucky and
right, because he has the amulet or whatever that thing was.
Yeah, he still had the amulet from
so
Bride of
over
Chucky.
there, he was like, he reads it and bam, they're alive. They're like, and Chucky is like, who the fuck is this ugly kid?
And,
like,
right. It's like once from the time they wake up, Chucky's on his ass. Who is this ugly motherfucker? Why is his parents gotta be ugly? Like he going,
and he like, you're my parent. He's like, what?
He roasted him out the gate. My favorite.
He was like, his parents are right. He's like, I see why. They were like, no, yours.
Bro, it was too much for me. So then, here's where it gets really crazy. He's Chucky and Tiffany's son, but he like doesn't want to be a killer, and he like has these weird ass wet dreams where he peeing on himself every time he murders somebody, and he got like a weird eye twitch. It just was like getting crazy. It was like, oh, so not only is he's like, because he was born to serial killer parents, he's got some kind of mental health issue or some weird shit, and now we gotta deal with this. It's a doll, man. It's a goddamn doll. A voodoo doll right there. Why does he have so many issues? Why are we doing this? Then, not only that, but they go even further. The doll has fucking gender issues.
Well, he's gender fluid.
Yeah, he ain't got no shit. Like, they ain't putting no shit on him. So I think they was kind of trying to make fun of like the whole Ken thing. Because Ken doesn't have any genitals.
Maybe.
You don't know what the hell Ken is. Like, when they snatched his pants off and he had nothing down there, it was like, first of all, that was weird. Why we gotta take his pants off? It was like, oh my God. And if it had been like a little dog dick down there, that would have really freaked me out.
But that's the crazy part. We know Chucky has one.
I think Chucky got his put on. Like, Chucky probably would have bought a dick from
Well, he's had something to give him a baby with. Because that's how Tiffany got pregnant in the first one. We found out they showed a little shadows having sex. And then in this one, he's like masturbating in the bathroom.
He jerks off.
So that they can get Jennifer Tillman pregnant.
I was like, oh my God, Chucky's jerking off in the bathroom. Like, when I saw it, I was just like, where are we going with this? It was all over the place.
Yeah.
Just like the review is all over the place. I don't even know where to start. I don't know what part to grab out because it just was so much crazy stuff. Because like when they was trying to decide whether Glenda or Glenn was gonna be a boy or a girl, because it's like they gotta transfer. They gotta impregnate the human woman with the doll baby seed, which didn't make no sense. Then they have to transfer their human souls into the human bodies out of the dolls, and then
after she delivers the baby.
Exactly, after she delivered the baby, so they can all transfer over. Now here's the one and only part where the movie got real. Chucky was sitting there. You got the body Chucky finna get into. You got Jennifer Tilly, which is the body that Tiffany's finna get into. Then Jennifer Tilly she goes into labor. She has the baby. 10 seconds later, it's a boy, of course. 10 seconds later, she's having another baby. Tiffany pulls out the second baby, it's a girl. Now, they want the boy to choose which one he gonna be. You gonna be the boy or the girl? So he's like, why do I have to be either? It's like they just kept pushing this gender fluid narrative like to the T. And this is fucking 10 years ago. This is a while ago. This is before all of the Dave Chappelle specials. So it was getting out of hand. And I was like, oh, okay, well, this they going there. You know what I'm saying? But the part where the movie got real for me is like when Chucky really showed that he was a man and like nothing more. You know what I'm saying? Fuck all that doll shit. Chucky was a man. Because at this point, Chucky looked around him. Tiffany's yelling at him because she wanted him to do something. The little boy is yelling at him, and he's also weird, and like he's dressed up like a girl and doing crazy stuff. And then Jennifer Tilly's yelling at him. Then the dude who he got tied up, who he finna get in his body, he yelling. Everybody yelling. Plus the two babies crying. Chucky is listening to all of this, and at that point he decides, I don't want none of this shit. Bitch, I'm gonna stay a dog. Because if I'm finna become a human, I gotta deal with these two screaming ass babies. Your crazy ass hollering at me, and this little weird ass little boy every day. I'm good. Bitch, I'm cool as a dog. You know what? I get plenty of little dog pussy. I'm killing people. Ain't nobody bothering me. Don't nobody know it's me. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm iconic, bitch. That nigga literally said, I am an icon.
He was like,
I am the most important
King
dog
Kong ain't got nothing on me.
He was like, fuck all this shit. Dog like, bitch.
Yeah, he was out.
He was not playing. And that was some real man shit. Hey, if there's a way out of this, I want it. And if it takes staying a dog, I'm with it. I ain't got to deal with two motherfuckers, you or them, whatever the fuck's going on over there. I'm good. Thank you. And at that moment, I was like, Chucky, a real nigga. For lack of better words, that's just all I could think of. I was like, this is what I'm talking about.
You feel better now you got it off your chest?
But then it got weird again.
Because then the dog fight happens.
Because now, when Chucky makes his decision, Tiffany decides, I'm not ready to I'm not ready to be a dog. I don't want to stay a dog. I want to be a star. I want to be Jennifer Tilly. And I was like, well, if you want to be a star, pick the wrong chick.
Because at the beginning of the movie, she's like sleeping with Redman, who was referred to Redman throughout the whole movie.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that. Redman is in the whole movie, and it's just Redman.
And he's just trying to make a movie about Jesus and the Virgin Mary.
It's like, why the fuck is Redman making a movie about Jesus and the Virgin Mary? Why is Jennifer Tilly being sought after to be Virgin Mary? And why does she have to fuck Redman to get the part over Julia Roberts?
Right.
It's just too much. It's like, I'm sure Redman don't know Julia Roberts.
At one point, Chucky was going to be in his body. They was trying to kidnap him so that Chucky could be Redman.
She was like, I'll be Jennifer Tilly and you'll be Redman. He was like, I'm down with that.
And he was like,
really? Did he have to say it
he's
like
you
that?
see how big his feet are?
And he said it while holding a bottle of champagne. So he was like, I'm down with that. I was like, that was racist as fuck, Chucky.
He did. And then he was really, then Tiffany's like, we're going to be the hottest celebrity couple in Hollywood.
Power couple.
I was like Jennifer
even then when that movie came out, Red Man was kind of like on the decline. It's like, not saying that he wasn't, you know what I'm saying, still good at what he did, but it was like he was kind of out of the spotlight. It's like kind of, you know, it's kind of stepping aside for the younger generation. It was like, I don't know. Like, it wasn't Jay-Z and Beyonce, I tell you that.
Jennifer Tilly and Red Man.
Now, and I'm pretty sure Red Man and Jennifer Tilly friends, but I bet you Red Man don't know Julia Roberts. Like they try to make us believe in this movie. I was like, man, this is too much. And why is he didn't have a regular name like Cornelius Red Man Jackson? You know what I'm saying? Like,
he was just Red Man.
He was just Red Man. And she kept referring her to, I'm pregnant, Red Man. And she kept calling him Red Man.
Oh, you know,
like,
what was it Tiffany that was like Man or Mr. Man or was it Red? I'm gonna just call you Red. Like,
that shit was too much for me, man. I was like, oh my God, what are they doing? So as I was saying, so after Chucky has his epiphany and realizes he don't want this shit, Tiffany decides she wants to go along with it and says she's leaving him. And as we all know, nobody leaves Chucky. Nobody. So Chucky hits her in the head with a motherfucking axe.
I'm like, he did. It's like they completely forgot that they killed each other. I mean, he killed her at the end of Bride of Chucky. Like,
wait a minute, what is happening right here?
She didn't learn the hard way the first time.
Axe straight to the forehead. Fire! Snatch it out. Look at her like, She fall down and die. She dies for 20 minutes though. She has the longest I'm dying speech ever in the history of I'm dying speeches.
She had a long dying speech in the Bride of Chucky too.
And she's talking to the son, daughter.
Shit face.
Yeah, shit face. Shit face obviously identifies as they. You know what I'm saying? Because he didn't know what the hell he wanted to do. And so
they were trying to figure it out.
They were trying to figure it out. And so as she's talking to they decided, hey, I know I said I didn't want to be a killer and all that stuff, but this nigga just killed my mama. It's on and popping. And then out of nowhere, that like Chinese sound come on like, boom.
His eyes started going crazy.
And then he like turns around and was like, is this what you want? And I was like, wait a minute, are they finna fight? But
it's about to go down.
Chucky runs towards him. The other dog jumps, flips over Chucky, looks back, takes a like moonwalk like type step halfway back, turns around, and then roundhouse kicks Chucky in the chest. And I was like, okay, this just got weird and freaky as hell. It's like, cause now it's just two puppets on a string fighting. Like, I know they on a string somewhere, but it's just weird to me because it's like you don't see the strings because it's a movie, but it's like you know somebody somewhere is doing this, pulling strings with two damn puppets flying across the room, kicking each other and shit with the hong ass music playing in the background.
Crazy they even added that.
Then, like after he kicks Chucky, he gives him the roundhouse. Chucky falls. Then Shorty slide on the axe. He grabbed the axe and what? Cut Chucky's arm off. Is this what you want from me, Daddy? Ha! That's what you wanted me to be? Chucky looked at him and was like, attaboy. I was like, he's going out like a gangster.
He was happy about it.
Then he cut his head off. I was like, that's the Chucky I know. You know what I'm talking about? Even on the way out, Chucky's still a gangster.
So, I mean, with that ending, does it give it a higher rating?
No! Because they go and they shit on all of that by doing the cutscene, because you know Chucky got like a Marvel cutscene at the end where they like, you know, after you wait after the credits is over, they show 5 years later, Jennifer Tilly then raised the two twins, but we also realized that one of the twins, the boy, is the nicest, sweetest kid on earth, because that's Glenn. Mm-hmm. But then the other twin, Glenda, the little girl, is evil as hell. Like, to the point where the maid or the nanny is terrorized. She's like terrified of this little girl and was like, I quit. I don't want to be here. So she quits. Jennifer Tilly beats her to death with a doll.
Yes, with
A Tiffany doll.
With a Tiffany doll. She beats her with
Then I asked her, Green, letting us know that at the end of the movie, at the end of the scene, she did get a chance to transfer her soul into Jennifer Tilly, and she got her dream. And also, we hear Shitface narrating, and then some little weird British boy come walking up with red hair, and it's Shitface. Because that little boy was kind of ugly, too. Very weird looking little boy. You know what I'm saying? And he comes in, and he's like, oh, it's me, Shitface. And look at me, I'm a kid now, a whole boy. And it's like, nobody gives a fuck. You know what I'm saying?
And it was their birthday party.
Oh,
like
God,
birthday
it was terrible.
And he gets a surprise package, no one knows where it came from, and it's Chucky's arm, and Chucky slaps the shit out of him.
Oh, yeah. I like that part. You know what I'm saying? Ask me the question. Ask me the question.
What's your favorite part?
My favorite part of the movie is at the end, at the birthday party, was the little boy's birthday party. He gets a present. He's like, oh, mine. Who's it from, mommy? Who's it from? And she's like, I don't know. And he's like, oh my God, it's a surprise. And he busts it open. He's like, oh, I can't wait to see. And then he opens it, and it's Chucky's fucking arm that he cut off. And what's funny is Chucky's arm got the little ball on it. Like, you know, when you got like action figure. Remember when your G.I. Joe would break and you would pop the little ball back in? Because it had the way, you know, it was on the move. You can move it out like this or up and down like this. So Chucky still had the little ball on his arm. And the little shirt had been tattered. And so he opens up, he sees the thing. He sees the arm, and he turns with his face like, oh no, mommy! And then Chucky grabbed and choked the shit out of him with the one loose ass arm. I was like, he's coming back. Yeah.
My favorite part, I just enjoyed the fact that Tiffany was judging Jennifer Tilly the whole time. She's like, oh my God, she's such a whore. Like, when she was going around killing people.
Killing people with shit.
She was like,
raw.
oh, she's such a whore. She's like, and then was like defending her, killed Redman for it. It was
just too much. You know what I'm saying? This one was definitely not for me.
It was not. It's not the best in the franchise. But
It's not for anybody.
I took a thorough enjoyment out of watching Kevin hate this movie.
Like I've never been so frustrated watching a film in my life, because it was like every time something happened, it was like, oh, really? This is what we're doing? Like, come on, oh, really? Oh my God, oh, I wonder if Dave Chappelle seen this movie. Oh.
He was thoroughly
He
frustrated.
obviously has not seen this movie.
He was stress eating. He kept grabbing chips. Like, I was like,
I didn't know what to do. I was drinking wine right out the bottom, fucking glass. It was just like, this movie is terrible, man.
It's not.
Oh, I don't get it.
But it does tie into the new series, because one of the Easter eggs is, you wonder, how does Chucky get back to New Jersey if he was just in Hollywood? So apparently Jennifer Tilly is in the movie. Will be in the series, and she's at the very beginning of the episode. She drops off Chucky at the yard sale, and that's how the little boy finds it. And he asks the yard sale owner, "Hey, where'd this come from?" She's like, "I don't know. Maybe my daughter had it." But
I'm excited to see all of the people from the series who are going to come back.
Right.
Because Jennifer Tilly's coming back. Tiffany's coming back.
Andy called and said, "Hey, have you checked?" He was
Hey, get rid of that goddamn dog.
He said, "Get rid of the dog," and also he set it up like you could buy it for $1,500. He called me.
He's like, "Get that damn dog out the house."
He's like, "Check and see if there's any batteries in there," and that's when he check and see if there's no batteries in here. Jake didn't waste any time. He was like, "Nope."
Get that damn dog out the house, man. Throw that motherfucker in the garbage. Is basically what he told me.
And he was like, "No one's gonna believe you, so just get rid of it." But once you make the pact, it's over with. Like,
we're friends till the end.
he's like, "That's right, Jake, right?" I was like,
Well, listen, we over here snowed in. We're your friends till the end. We're probably not gonna come where you live and kill people for you if they bully you. But we'll always be here when you need us for your media reviews. Thank y'all for coming out for another episode. Hope you enjoyed these two movies. Please like, subscribe, get in the comments. Let's talk about it. Tell me what you thought about Cedar Chucky and Tiffany and that gender fluid child, you know what I'm saying? That asexual child, as well as the new Chucky series. Be sure to check it out. It's every Tuesday on Sci-Fi or USA.
Or you can catch it the next day on Hulu.
Bam.
Till next time, bye.
I'm not gonna say that.
Bye. I said it for
Yeah,
you.
do it twice.